Welcome back, everybody, to another exciting and new episode of Staying Up with Pat and Jodi.
We look like twins.
We do?
Well, we both have our brand new glasses
That's
on.
right.
They say glasses make you look smarter.
I don't know about that.
Smash a 1 if you think I look smarter.
Hold on.
Smash a 1. Oh, okay. There we go.
There we go.
We're moving
It's a
the
little
camera.
better. I have to tilt it up again, too, but still, that's okay. Hold on. Stay there.
Don't go anywhere, folks. Don't adjust that TV. That's right. They say glasses make you look smarter. These are brand new. We just got them. I can drive at night now. Terrell, I can drive at night. No need to. Well, it's funny. I bring up driving at night because there is a very funny DJ story about me driving at night. So I will share the story with you. So a few years ago, it was Mobile Beat, and a bunch of DJs wanted to go downtown. We were going to go to a buffet downtown. So we had the big green van.
Yes.
Remember the shaggin' wagon?
The shaggin' wagon.
We have this was a bad porn. This van reminded me of like a 70s bad porn.
It was just basically a travel van. It was one of the ones with the leather seats and and the little
Chris
drapes
Romero
on
is
them,
here.
yeah.
Hey, and Chris Romero, it had a bed. Like seriously,
Had a bed.
but
Yeah.
we took the bed
Took the bed out
and
throw
all
gear in
these
the back.
cheap DJs. But there was like 30 of them. I swear to God, there were 30 mobile DJs crammed in the back of the green van with Jodi driving. Charlene's in the navigator seat.
Yep.
And I want to say it was Steve Siegel, but don't quote me to it. Michael Siegel from Boston that was sitting on top of the TV. Yes, there was a TV in this van. So we're all, Marcello was in it. Mike Walter was in it. It looked like a body is just everywhere. People I didn't even know. I didn't even know who these people. They were just laying like right to left, just laying in the back. This is obviously before Uber, right? So we go downtown and it was the wildest ride. John Roz and Big Daddy Sean McKee are following me. Well, they're redoing downtown Vegas. So things are going one-way streets that were two-way are now one-way. I was literally driving down one-way streets. Like it was freaking crazy.
I was not in the car, by the way, thankfully. And
it was crazy. So we finally get to the desk. Everybody's like,
whoa.
It was so bad.
So how many times have they allowed you to drive?
Oh my God. Well, you know what? It's funny that you say that. So anyway, we pull over, right? We finally get to I think we were at Main Street Station, believe it or not. We finally get to Main Street Station. John Roz, God bless him. He goes to me, are you fucking drunk? I swear to God, I never heard John Roz ever be serious. Are you fucking drunk? That's what he said. I said, no. This is how I drive. Big Daddy's like, thank God I wasn't in that car. And everybody was like, whoa. And then Mike Walter, I remember Mike Walter saying this. He goes, God forbid Jodi killed us all. The Mobile Beat show will forever be the show that like 30 of the best DJ entertainers died in the back of a van.
I don't know that it was 30, but yeah, it was enough.
Oh my gosh, it was crazy. It was crazy. So yes, to answer Pat's question, will they ever let me drive again? There have been a few brave souls that have let me drive them.
But were they in the van that night?
No, Jason Janai was one of them, and we were at Border Grill, and Jason Janai said, "Can I catch a ride with you?" And I said, have you ever heard the story about me and the think tank and the DJs in the van? And he's like, no, but that's okay. I was a nervous wreck driving Jason Janai back to the Tropicana. Like
he was
I was
brave
shaking.
soul.
He was a brave soul. So shout out to Jason Janai because I was like shaking in my boots. It was crazy. But I also want to tell you, Pat, that I'm turning blue. I don't know.
You are turning blue.
I don't know if people can see this.
Probably not.
I am turning blue. Like literally, I touch my hair and blue is coming out.
You're changing into a Smurf.
Lauren, my hairdresser, put some blue gloss.
Gloss.
If you're from New York, you say gloss. Lauren, my hairdresser, put some blue gloss in my hair. And now every time I touch it, I have blue. So last night I'm doing a corporate event, right? I'm out at
sweating outside.
We're sweating outside. Blue is like everywhere. And the photographer wants to take a picture of my hands on the knobs, touching my knobs on the board.
Giggity.
Wait for it. Where's the horn? Okay,
there you go.
So he wanted a picture of my hands on the knobs. Now, I have a great manicure, by the way. This manicure is killer. Thank God it's blue and black because it literally matches the rest of my skin color. So here I am, like, trying to be cool. And I'm like, they must think I have dirty hands. So I had hand sanitizer constantly going last night. Not because I was near anybody, because every time I touched my hair, I had...
Something came out.
Something came out. I'm gonna tell you, it's crazy.
Too funny.
It's tough being a girl, right, ladies? It is so
Right.
tough. You know, it's so funny because I don't want to. Again, I'm bringing up Mike Walter and Joe Bunn. They have a podcast, PhDJ podcast. If you're a DJ, you all know it. But they talked, and we talked about it first. We talked about how for men, getting older is cool.
For some. Not for all. For some.
Oh, don't say that. You guys get
For
gray
some.
hair. Look, I see a little salt and pepper. Look at your beard, right? God forbid us women should have gray hair, like except for your sister, because she loves the gray hair. And to be all honest, Kathy, my sister-in-law, can really rock gray hair. Me, no freaking way. Hell no.
Hell to the no.
The minute I see gray, I'm turning blue. Like, seriously, it ain't happening. Sorry, but Mike, you're right. Women and Mike's so funny because he's like, Madonna did all this stuff to her look, and he's like, I don't know why Madonna's such an attractive woman, and she is, but like she was doing goofy shit to herself, like coloring your hair, maybe wearing the smart glasses to look like Lois Lane or Clark Kent, Superman, Clark Kent, Superman. I don't know. It's just women. We need a lot more help. We need Botox. We need laser. We need this. We got to wear Spanx. You guys, you stick a dirty old sock in your crotch and you're out the door.
Who's doing that?
Oh, come on, please.
A dirty old sock?
In
Not
your
even
crotch.
a clean one, a dirty old one.
Dirty old.
Give me
Well,
that
you're not
dirty
going to
old
use
sock.
a clean
I want
sock.
it to stink.
That gives the essence of more of a man's smell anyway. So take your dirty old sock, stick it in your crotch.
Hey, honey, take a
call
whiff
it
of
a
this.
day.
Take a whiff of this.
Take a whiff of this. Call it a day. You know what can I tell you? That, but men don't have half the problems as women do. Eyebrow waxing. Pat saw a lady with a beard last night.
Oh,
How did I
yeah.
miss this?
Oh, I don't know how. I
There
have no
was
idea how you missed it.
I saw her. I heard her. We went to, so we got finished with my event last night and we went to In-N-Out.
She was screaming in a car.
She was screaming. She was in a wheelchair what do they call those things? The hover around.
Yeah, mobility. Yeah, electric mobility.
Sure. It was dark. I didn't have was I wearing the glasses?
You were wearing the glasses. And here's the thing. We're hearing somebody screaming out, honk, 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 honk. This is what we're hearing. I'm like, who the hell is screaming out honk, honk? And apparently she was in her electric mobility scooter going through the middle of the parking lot. And another car was doing the same thing. And I guess she was pissed that the car wasn't stopping for her or whatever. Because she was cursing and she started cursing at you. But then
she said to us, oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, she looked at us with, oh, I'm sorry. And Jodi didn't realize that she had a beard down to here.
I did not see this beard.
This is literally like the old circus shots of the bearded lady. This lady had a beard down to here, was about 300 pounds. And was in her electric mobility scooter screaming at cars in the In-N-Out parking lot.
How did I miss the
I was like,
lady?
if you don't think this is entertaining, I don't know who you are.
And Pat casually says to me after we pull up in line, he goes, did you notice the beard on the lady? And I'm like, that lady had a beard. He goes, Ray Charles could have saw it. And here I am with brand new glasses and I couldn't see the beard. I said, I wanted to run out and find the lady because I wanted to take a picture. I have never seen a bearded lady.
Amish men would say, nice beard. You know what I'm saying?
She literally had a friggin' beard.
Down to here.
Ew. Maybe I'm glad.
And it was all, the thing was, it was all thin and scraggly. It wasn't like, like a man would have a full, those beards that you hate that are full and all over the face.
Stand an
this
Amish
was just
beard.
like
I'm sorry.
along kind of the bottom here, and it was like only covering like half the surface area, so it was like a bunch of gaps, but it was this long and it was red, and yeah, it was.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
it was
gnarly.
pretty. It was a pretty.
If
Let's just put it this way. I have a feeling that woman stopped caring about her appearance a long time ago.
if she's sporting,
Just saying.
if she's sporting a beard that long, what the hell? I couldn't believe I missed it. I wanted to run out of the car, but I didn't find where her wheelchair went. I would have gave her $1. Like seriously, I would have ran out and gave her $1 and said, "Can I take a picture of you?"
Yes.
Selfie.
Hey, look, you pay for a picture with celebrities and wrestlers,
right? And I'm going to Frank Sinatra's grave in a few months, so you know, I'm going to even take my picture with dead celebrities.
That's
How
right.
cool is that? But I would have loved to have gotten a picture with the bearded lady.
Yeah.
You know, last week, I got to be honest with you. Last week, when I was putting on my makeup last Saturday or Sunday, I can't remember when these events are anymore. My head is spinning, but I noticed a little, you know, something. So
Peach fuzz.
Yeah. So I had it waxed off. Like I can't. Oh, I had it waxed off. Wax on, wax off.
Yeah.
I had it waxed.
Was it like this?
No.
Okay, wasn't that bad.
No, it wasn't like that lady.
Okay.
It was just like, you know, you could see it. Right, girls? Right, girls?
Right, girls?
I'm tired. Tired of playing the game.
Yeah, and you know, anybody under 45 has no idea
Oh,
what we're
come
talking
on.
about.
Who hasn't seen Blazing Saddles?
A lot of people haven't.
Have you seen Blazing Saddles? If you're watching this, drop a 1 if you've ever seen the movie Blazing Saddles.
Hit one if you've ever seen Blazing Saddles.
Hit one.
Hit 2 if you've seen it multiple times.
Yes. Well, of course. That's a classic. Lily von
Stupp. And it was so politically incorrect, it makes it even better.
It's
oh yeah.
It's yeah, it really is. We saw
he had a hard time making that in 1977 or whatever it was, and now you couldn't even. I'm surprised they even let you air it on television anymore.
Oh my God, I'm surprised that it even is allowed on. I remember we watched it with one of our black friends, and we didn't know how he was going to react to it, and he was
dying laughing the whole time. Because he got the joke.
Yeah.
He got the fact that all the people that were racist and dropping N-bombs were all the idiots in the movie that ultimately lost and got beat up. And, you know, the people that won were the people, you know.
Yeah.
So it's like, I got it. So he got it.
And he was also Sheriff Bart was also able to change the people from Rock Ridge.
Change their mind. That's
from
right.
hating, you know, black people to
on his side. He was the hero.
Getting them on his side. Yeah.
That's right.
Because the lady brought the pie, remember?
That's right.
She was so grateful that she brought the pie, and she apologized for her saying,
the up yours.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So Sheriff Bart, Cleavon Little, was he in a lot of stuff?
He really wasn't. He was on a TV show for a while. You know, and he was honestly, because they were originally thinking of Richard Pryor for that role. There's no way, seeing the movie now, that Richard Pryor could have pulled it off the way Cleavon Little, because Cleavon Little had a coolness.
He was cool.
He had a cool. Richard Pryor was nervous.
He was that.
Richard Pryor was funny, but he was a nervous dude. It would not have been the same movie. Cleavon Little was cool.
When he said to Madeline Kahn, "Bitter baby."
Baby. Yeah, it's like, can you imagine Richard Pryor saying that? It wouldn't have worked.
No.
The whole script would have had to have been different and written for him. It just because he was just cool. You know, he was kind of like our favorite Star Wars.
And he was good with Gene Wilder.
He was.
They made very well paired
and
together.
literally, what was it? Gene Wilder that was brought on the day before.
Something like
the
that.
first. I think the first scene that they filmed was in the jail cell where he's in the drunk tank and he falls out. And that was like they had just brought him in the day before.
Wow.
So, I mean, they really were scrambling to get this put together. So he was a last minute choice, and it was just perfection.
It was.
Those two were just amazing together.
They really did. They really had the great chemistry going.
And although, look, Gene Wilder and Richard Pryor did several movies together.
Oh,
and they
that's
were great.
right. That's right.
But they were Silver Bullet and several other ones. And
Brewster's Millions.
Brewster's Millions. I think he was. Yeah, but it was like, look, this role was perfect for Cleavon Little.
Yeah.
I'm just sad that he didn't do more in his career because he was really good in that part.
Maybe he did, and we were just too young.
Because that was 70s. So
I could see him
I was
playing
a little
more.
kid.
Yeah, I could see him definitely playing more roles of like a leading man kind of thing. You know, like a Billy D. Williams.
Yeah, and I was going to say that's
character.
probably the closest like comparison is a Billy D. Williams.
Yeah.
Because, you know, Billy D. Williams even made a Colt 45 commercial cool. It's like Colt 45. There's nothing good about Colt 45. Nothing good about Colt 45. And he
really,
made it seem
I've never
cool.
had a Colt 45.
It's crap bear.
Really?
It's like
Oof.
PBR looks down at Colt 45. Let's put it that way.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I
this
love
is-
the Angry Orchard is my new favorite.
Yeah,
But
and
you
that's
said
not
it's not
beer.
a beer. It's like
It's a hard cider.
so it's kind of like White Claw.
Yeah, it's like White Claw.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah.
love that Angry Orchard. It's really good.
Yeah.
But all right. So we were talking about like politically incorrect. And I think one of the things I did want to discuss with you and the rest of the world today is that Dark Side of the Ring episode with wrestler Ric Flair. Now you do not you do not have to be a wrestling fan you don't have to tune out because we're talking about wrestling. So but we are talking about this plane ride from hell episode.
That was about 20 some odd years ago.
Right.
So you talk about, again, it kind of falls into the ridiculous cancel culture thing.
Well, now it does.
Now it
Yeah,
does. And
yeah.
let's face it, anybody who knows Ric Flair, and I'm including all the people who have ever hired him, worked with him, knew that he was a player and that he would just do some ridiculous stuff. He would whip out his member at a drop of a dime.
And from what I understand, it was very well
yeah, he was-
endowed.
he-
That's what
yes,
they say.
he-
Rick was well endowed.
Rick
or
was
is.
packing, or still is.
Is
Yeah, he's
still,
probably
I mean,
still
oh,
just,
yeah. he's-
just a little more wrinkly now.
Yeah.
You know. But you know, and look, he
So
was
let's
well known
talk.
for this.
For the people who don't know, Ric Flair, very famous wrestler. Right now, he has been wiped off the face of the planet when it comes to his content being
From
on-
WWE
from WWE.
and Peacock channel.
Right, and Peacock.
So all of his matches,
Isn't that funny?
Peacock,
Peacock.
all of his matches, which are some epic ones.
Ah,
I mean, he's a multi-time Hall of Famer. His big
Champion, 16-time
16-10 champion.
limousine
one-
riding,
one of the-
jet flying, kiss
one of the biggest
stealing, wheeling,
stars-
dealing, son of a gun.
One of the biggest stars of all time, as far as wrestling goes. This is kind of like, you know, I don't know, as an actor who you would compare it to. Somebody who
Like a
as-
Clooney,
like,
but
yeah,
maybe not a Clooney.
I think, yeah,
Somebody alive, so it would have to be a legendary actor.
a legendary actor that just
Academy
has done everything that
Award-winning
you found out was a perv, but everybody already knew he was a perv, and now all of a sudden we're taking
And the
all
story
this stuff
of his pervism happened 20 years ago.
20 years
so it
ago.
wasn't like what
on a plane.
happened now.
And by the way, we've seen documentaries where they talked about him doing stuff like this
Oh
plenty
my
of times
gosh,
before.
He was constantly wearing, so he had these $1 million robes. I mean, these robes are gorgeous. And he basically, when he was on a plane or in a hotel bar, he would come downstairs naked, allegedly,
With just a robe.
and just a robe on. And if he saw a pretty girl, he would open his robe and show off his junk
And start flinging it around.
and doing a
a
helicopter.
That's right.
Wow.
Just in case you were wondering.
I've hung around many wrestlers. I've never seen
Well,
that. I've
even
never met
look,
Ric Flair.
Even
so-
Lanny told you when you used to go with him to the events back in the
Yeah, he
the
told me.
80s and 90s.
And
he
Ric Flair
said,
was there. By the
don't
way.
hang out by yourself over here. Don't do this because they're going to think
You're a rat.
that you're a rat, which basically means that you're just one of these trampy girls that'll do anything to get with one of the wrestlers, and they're going to abuse you.
Yeah.
You know, so he realized that they were all like that back then. Everybody.
Yeah.
With rare exception. There was a few guys that were more family guys, but these are a bunch of testosterone-ridden athletes that are just absolute nuts. People that beat each up for a living 250 times a year aren't all there anyway. You
And they
kinda
were,
have to be
and they were
especially kinda
crazy back then. I
Oh,
mean,
wow, yeah. Just
they-
like baseball players were in football. They all did crazy. Look at that story about the Mets from the 80s.
oh
when
my
they
gosh,
talk
I
about
got
the
to see
crazy
that.
partying that
It's
they used
true.
to do. They all did it. So
Yes,
now we're
that's
looking back
true.
to stuff that was 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago and saying, oh, you're a horrible person. We need to wipe your memory off the face of the earth. And-
Yeah,
because
that
it-
they've taken that a little too far.
because it offends me or whatever.
I
And look,
mean-
the time to have done something about this was
20
years ago. You know, the time to have said no was back then. And at this point, it's like, you know, hey, we all kind of knew that who he was. Why we all of a sudden need to start making decisions like this now, I think is just ridiculous. If you think that all of your stars and athletes and favorite, performers are all angels, boy, you have a rude awakening coming to you. If that's the standard, then you pretty much have to stop listening to music, stop watching movies and sports.
Well, I do have to say R. Kelly is pretty bad.
Well, yeah.
But that's
But
current.
and that's the
But
stuff that
that's
you hear
current.
about.
But that's
There's a lot of stuff
current.
happening
Ric
every
Flair's-
day right now with a lot of these stars that you just don't hear about.
But Pat, Ric Flair happened 20 years
20
ago. That plane
20
ride
and
was 20
years
ago. Like you said, the time to do something about it was 20 years ago.
Yeah.
You know, so but he's been dropped from commercials and just great content. There's really good content. But then again, you look at Harvey Weinstein, right? And some of those women were abused by Harvey Weinstein years ago too.
Yeah, and I think Harvey Weinstein's situation
but he
was
kept
a little
doing
different.
It, though.
It was also a little different because he used his power to get sexual favors in order to further these women's careers. Rick was just a perv. He never did anything. He never forced himself.
I don't know if he was a perv. He was the life of the party.
He was the life of the party, but he was a perv, and he would flip it out, and he was completely inappropriate. But he wasn't sitting there saying, "Hey, honey, you want to get up in the WWF at the time? You got to do this." It was just him playing the field and being he was very
crazy.
Very sexualized and was always out there every night. He was trying to find another woman, and
Yeah.
Which, just face it, he wasn't alone back then or even now.
Yeah. Well,
A lot of people like that.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Wrestling has changed so much now, and now it's so Disney.
It is. It's because a lot of the
Disney,
corporate stuff they can't get away with the stuff that they used to. They can't do. And we have social media, so if you do something, people immediately know.
Oh God, they immediately know about it. We do something, they immediately know about it.
You're not getting away with anything.
No, they'll know everything. They know everything. Oh, you took a vacation. You were in Florida. You had a birthday party. You did this, or everybody knows your business, and from social media too. You live such a perfect life. Like everything on social media looks so amazing. I'm in Florida. I'm
at the beach. Having a vacation.
I'm
helping
New York
out
City.
at a charity. I'm helping starving children.
And then you look at that person and you go, is that person ever home?
Yeah.
Like they're literally traveling all over the place. Do they ever work in their business? We had a conversation about a friend of ours who shall remain nameless, but we even said it like a year ago, that person was hustling, like doing everything they could to get work. And now they're not even at their business.
No.
At least that's the impression that you get by seeing them on social media, but they could be doing stuff for business. But again, they don't portray that. They are traveling. They're always out. And then that's the impression that you give to people. You're giving off that impression like, I don't give a fuck. I don't care about my business. I'm out there. I'm not out there hustling. I'm sitting on the beach. I'm having lobster.
Yeah.
I'm at Disneyland constantly, so.
Yeah. I think a lot of what we see isn't necessarily reality.
But people have to be aware of that, because if they are, and now I feel like I'm teaching one of my business classes, right? If you are a business and you want business, then you're going to have to be careful about what you post online. It goes for anything, I mean, if you're trying to say that you're hustling and that you're trying to get gigs and you're trying to work, well, then don't show pictures of yourself on a beach drinking a margarita
on vacation. It seems
constantly.
silly, but the reality is that people are going to look at that and they're going, obviously they're not serious about their business. Next.
Right.
So it's all perception. Even that could have been the only vacation you've taken in the last 5 years.
But they didn't lead up with it. They didn't say, like me, it's all over the place that we're going to Palm Springs. At some point, we want to go to Palm Springs. We can't go to Palm Springs now because we just can't go. It's just too busy. But eventually we want to throw it out there that we need a vacation and we're going to Palm Springs. Why? Because it's close. You could drive there and,
4-hour drive.
Yeah.
And it's just to get to a new scenery, just to get away and let your brain reset, which is what you need to do every once in a while.
Right.
And we really haven't had a lot of opportunities to do that,
So, So I wanted to talk to you a little bit about like this Gabby Petito thing. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And how everybody now is a private eye.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's because
they're all
COVID,
solving the crime,
lockdowns, but people are out there solving crimes. And God bless you. If you have that kind of free time and you want to solve a crime, I think it's great.
The problem is that
you got to be careful.
It can lead to people who had nothing to do with it, getting their reputation destroyed. It
Their
can,
reputation?
yeah. Remember, even with the case of the at the downtown L.A. hotel
Oh,
where
oh gosh, don't help me. Keep going.
where
It'll come
they
to
were
me.
basically all these online sleuths were saying
Cecil, Hotel
Cecil, hello Cecil, where
Cecil.
everybody was claiming that death metal rocker was the guy who did it, and they were attacked. People were attacking him and going on his social media, and then they find out that the guy wasn't even there. That was
Elisa Lamb.
the video that they
yeah.
saw of him talking about goofy stuff was from a year previous to when this girl went missing. But all these sleuths online decided, oh, this is so, it's you have no training, you have no background. Everything you're doing is that you're looking at online. There's no absolutely, no way to tell whether or not it's truth or bullshit. And people will use that as evidence and pretty much be the judge and executioner, and they're going to go after people that they don't know had anything to do with it, but they think they do.
Well, we do have to agree that the boyfriend, fiance of Gabby Petito is definitely...
He's a person of interest for sure, and the fact that he disappeared obviously doesn't help his cause at all. The fact that when something like that happens, your girlfriend winds up missing. He first showed up back in Florida by himself
with the van.
And then they find the van in some other area, and so there's a lot that points towards
it. And a blonde chick saw him hitchhiking on the side of the road.
But again, we don't know. But we don't know if that was even him.
There's my blue hands. There's so many aspects. But did you know that crime shows are like the #1 podcast in the country? That people are tuning into podcasts about crime.
They all want to solve these crimes for people they don't even know.
I actually, this is my remarkable, and I actually have here.
It's remarkable.
It is this tablet, dude. It's the best.
It's remarkable.
It's remarkable. To Live and Die in LA is the #1 of the #1 podcasts on Spotify. And what it has to do with a missing case of a Hollywood actress, a B-list or C-list, because nobody really knows her. I can't even pronounce her name. She's got some like Adina Shabani. I remember hearing the story about her, but she completely disappeared. And now they did a whole podcast about it, and people are phoning in tips. I mean, if you remember, wasn't it Halloween part with Jamie Lee, right? Wasn't it the last Halloween before the pandemic hit that Jamie Lee Curtis and her family, somebody was doing a podcast on Michael Myers? Remember, it starts with the podcasters revisiting Michael Myers in
exactly.
the sanitarium.
In the sanitarium. That was actually part of the storyline, The podcasters got involved and ultimately met their demise, but
because they reignited something in Michael Myers to go back out there and start killing again. So these podcasts are big, and people are going out there and they're trying to become detectives. But then it's also help people, because wasn't there a young girl that recently tried to kidnap her off the street, and she learned from watching Law and Order how to escape?
Yeah, and there are times when
CSI
it helps.
Or one of those.
The problem is there could be positive results and there could be very negative results. I mean, I even think back to a couple years ago when a colleague of ours that from the motorcycle industry that worked for BMW, he had his trailer stolen with 2 very expensive motorcycles in the back, and all of his gear, and he actually wound up, the cops didn't do a whole lot, but he actually wound up going online, and people in the area spotted the trailer.
Wow.
And spotted the motorcycle. They managed to chase the guy down and retrieve both the motorcycles. All his gear disappeared. Another person found out they had some guy roaming around with one of his motorcycles in the back of their truck, leaned over on its side, and they were trying to sell it for $5,000, and it was a $75,000 motorcycle. So people were like, But, social media came to the rescue, and he actually retrieved a lot of his stuff that he never would have gotten otherwise.
So it's good and bad.
Good and bad, yeah. So, but there are, like you said, some people get involved, and they're going to start naming people as they aren't going to even say that they're a suspect. They're going to say this person did it. They always come to a conclusion.
But then the police have to be the ones to put it all together.
Yeah, but the problem is that people will go after that person. They'll find out where the person lives. They'll attack. We've seen people that they've lost their livelihoods, that they've been slammed online, their social media gets attacked and people start suspect their reputations are ruined,
Sure.
and they had nothing to do with it. So you got to be really careful with this stuff.
Well, look at the Jeopardy producer who made a comment on a podcast.
Yeah,
of like years ago.
And it was silly. It was something stupid.
And now he's blackballed from working, being the host of Jeopardy, being the executive producer of Jeopardy. It's crazy. Even this little crappy little show that we do here.
That cost him hundreds of thousands of dollars, literally. That one little comment, which
was made like
in jest, just a silly comment.
But made years ago.
Yeah, a couple years.
Somebody actually found the comment, and
that just goes to show you people have no life. They're going to go after, if they don't like you for any reason, they're going to search back and they're going to find, and think about how much time somebody has to spend listening to all your stuff and watching all your stuff to find that one little slip. And it's like, let's find out who these people are and let's go back into their history and see how many times they've done something wrong.
Well, you know what? I just think that the answer to that is we go get Tony Soprano back and we take care of him, right? Because there is a brand new movie coming out, The Saints of Newark.
Saints of Newark.
Which stars James Gandolfini's son, Michael Gandolfini.
Yeah.
Who looks a lot like a young.
He does, which is perfect for it, because if you were gonna cast somebody, it's his son and he looks like him. It's like, what more perfect role? He still had to audition for it
3 times.
3 times.
And then he went, and then the guy who's playing his dad, I believe he's playing Johnny Soprano, is Shane from The Walking Dead.
John Walking
Bernthal, is that how you pronounce his name? John Bernthal?
Something like that.
Yeah, he played Shane from The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
And didn't he play the Punisher too?
Yeah, I believe he was in The Punisher, and I've seen him in a couple movies. He's actually done several movies since then. He's actually had a pretty decent career since Walking Dead.
Yeah, so that's going to be a great movie coming out October 1st, and you can watch it either in the movie theater, which I plan on going to, because I do plan on going, even though KC was wrong. He said all the movie theaters were going to go out of business.
Yeah,
and they didn't. I'm going to, next week's show, I think I'm going to pull the black book of all the things that people have said to me
that they were completely
during
wrong,
COVID. And they were completely wrong. Ladies and gentlemen, I kept a black book. Ask him.
Oh,
and
my goodness.
Anytime somebody wrote something stupid, you were put in the black book. So one of the things in the black book had to do with movie theaters and whether or not we were ever going to be able to go to a movie theater ever again.
And guess what? Ta-da! We're able to go back.
We're able to go back.
And we knew that was going to happen. They lost lots of money.
We haven't been to a movie theater, but maybe it'll
be
different.
The new James Bond movie is finally going to release a year and a half late. It was supposed to launch right as the pandemic was happening. In fact, if you remember correctly, what was it? Early March or late February?
Early March.
That Daniel Craig hosted SNL.
Yes,
that was because the movie was coming out.
It was supposed to come out that week.
So that was a year and a half ago, folks.
Yep.
So now it looks like both those movies are going to hit beginning of October 1st, October 2nd.
I told Pat for our anniversary that we should go out for an Italian dinner and go see Saints of Newark.
That's right.
But he would rather spend his anniversary with James Bond.
James Bond. Well,
I would rather spend my anniversary with you all know because when people go, oh, I'm living the dream. I'm like, really? This is the dream? Like, folks, no offense to whoever's watching, you're not the dream. I'm sorry. Whoever you are, I think Ken Levy's watching. Ken, love you to death, but you're not the dream, okay? The dream for me is not Dusty Rhodes either. Woo! The dream for me is Daniel Craig. That's it. That's the dream. Daniel Craig on the back of, what's his name's yacht? What was his name? Why am I having a brain fart? The dude, Casino Royale. Why am I?
Oh, Lashif.
Okay, I want Lashif's yacht, Daniel Craig in a bathing suit, me in a bikini, sporting a rockin' body, drinking Vesper martinis, and him rubbing suntan lotion on me. That's living my best life, folks. That's it. This ain't it. I'm telling you right now, this ain't it. I love my husband, but this ain't it.
Oh, boy.
That's living the dream.
That's living the dream.
That's living. And anybody who comes to me and they say living the dream, I want to slap the piss out of you. Those are one of the things I can't stand.
And must be nice.
Must be nice and living the dream.
Pet peeves. Those are fall under pet peeves.
Oh my God. I cannot stand that. Don't ever say that to me. If you ever meet me in a public place, don't
Yeah.
ever say, if I say, how's it going? Say, living the dream, because I'm going to bitch slap you. I'm going to.
It's just a positive affirmation. It's just
What is so positive about it? Living the dream. Okay, I can see if you're living.
just you're doing your best. You're living your best life.
This is
and
my
that's-
best life.
yeah.
This is not my
It
best
doesn't mean
life.
they're not saying you, they're saying them.
But how can they say that that's their best life?
You know, maybe
They must have very low expectations. Oh, with that, they must have very low expectations of
knows?
life. Come on.
or
now-
they're just being positive.
Now, if I walked up to Tony Robbins, Mr. Man hands Tony, those are big
Yeah,
bits,
big-
banana hands, Tony
yeah.
Robbins. If I walked up to him and I asked Tony Robbins how he's doing,
and he said
says to
living the
me,
dream.
I would say, you certainly are.
Yes.
Derek Jeter. How you doing, Derek Jeter? I'm living the dream. You bet you are. Absolutely.
that's right.
You are living the friggin' dream.
That's
Derek
right.
Jeter. That's right.
That's right.
That's right.
That's
No,
right.
you're living the dream. Just saying, you're living the dream. Working in the entertainment business, working as a wedding professional is not living the dream. And if you're a wedding professional that is, drop me a note. Seriously, I will drop me a note. You know how to find me. I'm all over social media. Tell me that this is what you dreamed of. You really convince me that this is living the dream. It's certainly not a nightmare. I will say that. I love my job, but this isn't the dream.
Exactly.
This is not the dream.
Yeah,
It's not your dream. I know
No,
that.
absolutely. I agree. We're not that we're in fields that we enjoy, but there's certainly things we'd like to do better
Oh, absolutely.
that are kind of still in the same field. But yeah,
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Absolutely. All
Well,
righty.
we have to wrap things
Yeah,
up
we
because
have to
we
wrap
have to
things
go do a site inspection.
Yes, because we're living the dream.
Living the dream, baby.
We're living the dream,
Living
but
the
we got to go to
dream.
somebody else's
Living
house
the dream.
and see where they're going to set us up for an event coming up real
Yay.
soon.
Real
That's
soon.
living the dream. We're not going out to dinner. We're not going to Spago. We're not going to
Spago.
Gordon Ramsay's. We're not going to any of those places. We're literally going to somebody's house, somebody's backyard, and we're going to see where they're going to put us, where they're going to set us up, and see if there's power and if
That's
we're
right.
undercover.
That's right.
That's right.
That's right.
So with that,
That's right.
that is how we close out this week's very positive episode, calling it Living the Dream of Staying Up with Pat and Jodi. And the skunk is here. And
El
I'm here.
Stinko. Mr. Stinko.
You guys have a great week. We will be back next week with another fun episode of Staying Up with Pat and Jodi. Follow us, tag us, whatever you guys do. We'd love to hear from you. Are you living the dream?
I hope so.
We hope you are. Bye.